because populous enemy formations come up here. On disc 3. Part of the reason you just saw are let out after the mist. There's a story action that happens. New monsters come out, so you get these Mistodons, you get the zombie dragon, and it comes just, you know. So these Mistodons come 2 for 1, the zombie dragons come 1 for 1. It just dilutes the pool of enemies that you should be able to fight. So on disc 3, before the mist is let out, you really only have 3 enemy encounters. You can have 4 feather circles, you can have 3 Vapals, or you can have 2 carved spiders. So people have said, yeah, Gizmaluke's Grotto is the best place to grind because you can find a lot of dragonflies in there, you can find a lot of skeletons, and those are like 3 or 4 per battle. And that's true, but there's also a Lamia encounter in Gizmaluke's Grotto, and, you know, statistically speaking, that doesn't hurt your chances very much. So if you feel like grinding in Gizmaluke's Grotto, go ahead and do that. People have also talked about the Ice Cavern at the very beginning of the game. But the way I feel is that if the game wants to spite you, it can hand you some really bad RNG, and it could just have you fighting Lamias over and over again if, you know, if all goes wrong. You know, so I tend to stay away from Gizmaluke's Grotto. And I prefer grinding this achievement on the ice continent here, where I'm at. But, you know, you've seen some less than optimal loadouts here. I mean, we got 2 Mistodons, we got we haven't showed a zombie dragon, but I think I showed a zombie dragon in one of my other videos. These just aren't optimal things to fight, because for the same amount of time, you know, you want to be getting 3 or 4 monsters per battle killed. And I'm trying to see if monsters added in disc 4. Currently all I know about is the Mistodons and the zombie dragons. We're not even going to address the beach area, because you really shouldn't be grinding on the beach area in the ice continent, because really you only get 1 enemy encounters there. There's a gigantic octopus and there's a zombie whale. So the beach area is not optimal for grinding in. You kind of want to get yourself tucked into a tip, like a corner of a peninsula here, like somewhere where there's no beach for a very long way off. And you want to pretty much grind in an area like this. So there's, you know, this tip on this western side of the map, or on the eastern side. Oh, western side of the continent, I'm sorry. And then on the eastern side of the continent, there's another tip up there. But if you can see how quickly we're running into these Mistodons, and I thought it was bad enough when the Mistodons were showing up 2 at a time. This one actually came by itself. So yeah, this is not an optimal place to grind on disc 4, really. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this encounter, and then I'm going to not save my progress. I'm going to go back to a save file that I have on disc 3, and I'll show you the difference there. because it's a little bit of a difference, but when you're multiplying that difference over, you know, thousands of battles, even the littlest difference makes a world of difference on, you know, the amount of real-time hours you're going to be spending doing this. People have speculated that it can run you anywhere from 16 hours to, you know, 40 hours if you use the wrong setup. So we're going to load a game here. We're going to go back to Disc 3. Pandemonium Maze, we don't want that. We don't want Pandemonium anything. We want Popo's Heights. That's what we want. So this is probably the best part of the game to get this achievement, this trophy. This happens right after you get Sid's airship. You can do this when you first get the boat, the Blue Narcissus, but you'll have like super over-leveled characters for the entire game if you do it at that point in the game. Some people have said just to go into like a hallway where the monsters force you into a fight. The two examples of this are in Alexandria when you have Marcus and Steiner in a cage hanging there, and then you break them out, and then you have the Alexandrian soldiers running after you one by one. So they say that you can just stand there and like have a turbo controller and just press the X button, you know. So here we see two Vapal, and of course it's possible for them to show up in groups of two. I'm not for sure. It might even be possible for them to show up singly, but it's very rare. It's like super rare that they would show up by themselves. They show up in groups of 3 so often that I forgot that they could show up in groups of 2. So, I doubt you'll ever see just one by itself. If you do, I guess consider yourself special. It may happen from time to time, but, you know, if it even happens at all, it won't happen that often. And I'm pretty sure there's only the 3 encounters on this disc. So you get 3 Vapals, and then I think you can get 4 Feather Circles. And I think you can get 2 Carve Spiders also. So, that being said, the Carve Spiders are the lowest serial enemy that you'll run into, like, because they can't get more than 2 of those on the field. So really, you're hoping for all Vapals and Feather Circles in this scenario. You may get a couple Carve Spiders, and that's okay. But, at least we're not worrying about, like, say, in Gizmaluke's Grotto, when you run into just the one Lamia. We're not worried about that, you know what I'm saying? So basically, grinding for this achievement is about making sure that you encounter the highest number of enemies the most often, back-to-back, battle for battle. Wow, that No Mercy did 4 9s on the Vapal. And it won't do that against a much hardier opponent. But apparently the Vapal has damage mitigation, a defense that's low enough for us to achieve 4 9s with Amaran at this level. And Amaran's not even 99 yet, he's 81, so that's substantial. It's the beetle. Because I was remembering, I don't think that there's... I thought they were talking about carved spider based on the online thing that I had read, and I was like, I don't remember carved spiders being on this continent. But this beetle makes more sense. I remember this being here now that I see it. So yeah, these only have 2 per screen as well. They can't fit a 3rd one on here, so... Actually, in order to make this grinding go faster, I think I'm gonna put another character in instead of Aiko. Because Aiko is just making this tough. You know, she's not good physical. I'm gonna go ahead and walk back to the ship now. Hopefully she gets another level in before I get back there, because she's on 600 something XP until the next level. But likely, I'm probably gonna get Steiner in here. I'm probably gonna put a flame saber on him because, you know, that's what all these people are weak to, all these monsters. So, I could always put Quina in, and then we could have some healing. But, like, we have auto-reflect on most of our people, and I don't really see us needing Mighty Guard at all, so... I really just want Steiner at this point in the game. Like, this is so rare for me to choose Steiner over other characters, but for this niche, you know, just this mindless grind, that's what I really want is another Steiner in here. Just somebody who is no frills, straightforward, heavy hitting, and, you know, the lives of the party won't really be in danger no matter what we fight on this island. So a lot of healing is not really necessary. So yeah, Quina's not needed. And Quina's damage is variable, so you can have a lot of heavy hits. You could have a lot of light hits, and I don't really want to put up with light hits either, so... Quina's not the one. Yeah, at this point in the game, I think I've already done the challenge, the Zidane and Quina challenge to fight Ozma. I'm going back to an old save file. So really, I think Quina doesn't even benefit from being on the field at this point, because, you know, there's no more leveling for Quina to do, so... yeah, I'll just put Steiner in. Another thing I can show you here is when you press the start button, you have battle boosters. So you have an L2 that makes all of your attacks 9,999. So I really could just keep Aiko in here if I wanted to increase her levels really far. L1 is battle assistance, and then R1 is high speed mode. R2 is safe travel, so R2 is the one that you do not want to press, because then you will make sure that you get 0 encounters. You don't want that, so you want L1. What is battle assistance anyway? That's... oh, right, okay, so that means that they attack by themselves. So basically this is... everybody has trance, you're at high speed, and they're auto-battling. So the thing I don't really like about this is that the trance takes some time to proc up. So, in between each battle, you will get, like, they'll trance for a while. I don't really like that. I'm going to change party members still, even though I believe it would be possible right now to do this with Aiko in the party. I'm going to show you why I want Steiner in there anyway. Because if I leave 9,999 on, then, you know, Aiko with her physical attack it's like a cheat. She's just getting 9,999 anyway. But all of these trances have to sit here and proc. So I don't want that. So I'd much rather press L2 a second time, get the 9,099 off there. We're going to keep high speed mode because we wanted to go fast. We're going to keep battle assistance. Sorry guys, my microphone died. My controller ran out of battery. Forgot all about that. So I'm doing a controller swap here. Recording, guys. That's noob recording at its finest. Anyhow, let's see. We need an anointment on Steiner. Okay, and we need to make sure everybody has certain abilities equipped. Auto-reflect, auto-life, auto-regen would be nice, honestly, but I don't know that we have auto-regen for Steiner yet. So as long as they've got antibody, it should be enough. Everybody here has antibody, it looks like. And all of the auto-regen and everything, so Steiner is the only one who's not healing. But that's okay, I mean, what are the odds that Steiner's gonna die? Let's be honest, he's a beefy dude. Okay, so we have high speed. This is still trance, so is the high... maybe the trance is connected to the high speed. Huh. This is interesting. So let's do L2 to put 9,999 back on. Let's take L1 off, so the battle assistance is not on. Maybe that battle assistance is what puts the trance in. So we can press R2 when we're not in the pause menu. If you press R2 when you're not in pause menu, it just does auto battle. So we have battle assistance off, we have 9,999 on. So in the start menu, we have battle assistance off because that's your trance. That's how they all get in trance. Put L2 on for 9,999, and then you put high speed mode as R1, and then that's good for the pause menu. And then when you're in the battle menu, you want to go ahead and press R2 because that just puts them in auto battle. Now we've taken care of our trance problem. And in this case, we can even go back and get Aiko. Because she needs levels more than Steiner. No, you're sick. Come on. Go to bed. So, my daughter's sick. I just had to expel her from the couch for a minute. She was yakking, and hopefully I'm not yakking in a couple of hours, because I really don't want to be bent over a toilet anytime today or tomorrow or in the next week. Yeah, it would really put a cramp in my plans. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do, just for the sake of my game. Who am I okay with not having a lot of levels? I'm gonna put Aiko in, and I'm gonna put Vivi in. I'm just gonna leave Garnet out of the party, guys. I'm gonna leave Garnet out. Because now, I have my 9,999 on every single hit. Now all of these little magic people. You know what? Maybe I should take Steiner out. Because when do I get another opportunity like this again? You know, so I'll take Garnet, Aiko, and Vivi with me. I normally don't play with the 999s on because, you know, it feels like cheating to me. I'm really only willing to do it for the sake of this trophy. Level up. You know what? Oh, that's just great. Alright, well, I don't have enough crystals with Aiko to do the auto reflect. I probably don't have enough crystals. Oh, maybe I do. You have enough. I do. I have enough crystals with all these other characters, so it's gonna be Aiko that's gonna be in trouble because she's short by 5 crystals, and that's exactly how many she needs in order to pop that auto reflect on. So I'm just gonna keep her in the party because she's obviously got to grind crystals somehow. It sucks for her. So here's another trick that we can do. Notice that when we get into a battle here, we still have the camera panning in on the enemy. Okay, so every time we get into a fight, I'm going to take the high speed mode off. Okay, so we're going to be running at regular speed. This whole intro here, this couple seconds of music, this panning around, this zooming in, zooming back out, this is a function that can actually be disabled. Not sure how many of you knew that. It's not a function that you notice a whole lot when you're on high speed mode in the first place, but when you take it off of high speed mode, you realize, well, that processor is processing that still, and you're asking it to go at high speed. It's diminishing it, but it's not taking it out entirely. So your battle camera... Okay, so your skip battle camera. This option is to skip this battle camera. So you can have it on fixed or auto, it doesn't matter. You want to skip battle camera, you want to have it on. So, now, when we get into a fight, we're right there. Like, we just got in the fight, and we are fighting right now. Like, there was no zoom in. I'll even take it out fast mode to show you guys. R1. I'll show you guys on normal speed what that does. So we're here. We don't have any camera panning. We didn't zoom in on the enemies. We didn't zoom out back to our party. We're lined up. It's just an automatic in to the fighting without a preview. So I'm going to go ahead and put high speed mode back on. Because yeah, in high speed mode it's like a second or two. But now that we have it turned off, it's not even a second or two. It's just immediate. See how quickly this runs now? So we're putting much needed levels on some characters that, let's face it, they have terrible physical attack normally, and it would take a long time normally for these guys to gain levels without, cheats. So you can do this without the 4/9's damage booster on. You can do this without the high speed bonus, and you can do this without the camera skip camera angle on. But you'd just be costing yourself more time, more hours out of your day. This here is the fastest, most efficient, leanest way to do this, and in my opinion, this is the best area in the game to do this, and the best disc on which to fight in this area. Because like was previously covered, in Disc 4 you get a lot of the one monster fights, and that just dilutes your amount of monsters per battle. And in Gizmaluke's Grotto, doesn't matter what disc you're on, there is always a chance to just run into one Lamia. And that is like slowing down your enemy encounter rate here. So we've seen a lot of 3 Feather Circle encounters. We've seen at least 1 4 Feather Circle encounter. We've seen some 3 Vapal encounters. We've seen some 2 Vapal encounters. I don't think we've seen a 1 Vapal encounter yet, and I gave reasonable doubt that those might exist. But as far as this video has been recording, we haven't seen a 1 Vapal encounter. So maybe those don't actually. See, here's another 2 Vapal encounter. And I'm really not sure if the 1 Vapal encounters do exist, so it looks like in this area, at the very least, you're having 2 Vapals or 2 Blazer Beetles, and it doesn't seem like you're getting any encounters with 1 monster. So we're getting 2s, 3s, and 4s, and we're doing it at super high speeds, and this is probably the best place in the game to grind out that 10,000 monster trophy. If you're turning on the cheats anyway, like I normally play the whole game without cheats, if I'm going to be turning these cheats on anyway just to get this trophy faster, I'm going with my terrible physical attackers. You know, my better attackers don't need help getting higher damage. It's more fun for me if they get less than max damage, because at least I can see, oh, Steiner's at a 6,000 now or 7,000 now, and I get to celebrate, you know, how much they're actually doing. So, yeah. I'm probably just gonna keep running around doing this until I get that trophy, guys. And even this, even doing it this way, they still say that the trophy takes about 16 hours doing it this way. So this is not a one and done thing. Like, I mean, if you're willing to sit down for 16 hours straight and do this, hats off to you guys. But this might take me 2 nights. You know what I'm saying? This might be a 3-night deal. For all I know. Like, it's hard to say. It depends on how many times the baby wakes up and how obnoxious the crying is, or how sleepy I get if I fall asleep and I stop moving. Well, I'll stop encountering because the enemies aren't chasing me. Which I guess, you know, it's another reason that you might want to go into the very beginning of the game and just do it at the Evil Forest location, where there's 3 carved spiders and 4 carved spiders per battle, and those carved spiders are physically chasing you out of that forest. Okay, so I don't know. I'm kind of wondering, guys, if that's maybe the better option for me to go do that. Because at least then I know I can be halfway falling asleep, and as long as I keep pressing X, I can be getting those encounters to happen because they're right there. Like, they're running into me. So maybe I'll go and do that before I get so many hours into this grinding here. Who knows? Oh, I found those blazer beetles. I got a back attack on them. I caught them off guard. That's pretty sweet. I guess the reason that you would want to do this achievement at this point in the game is if you haven't beaten the game yet on this save file, which I have in a future save file of this very playthrough. I've already beaten the game. So if you haven't already beaten the game and you want to get your characters like a much higher level, like I want my Garnet and Aiko and Vivi to be level 80 like Freya and Amarant are, then I guess, you know, you would want to take the time on Disc 3 and do it here. But if you're like me, and you've already beaten the game, and you're basically just playing right now for trophies, it might be worth it to go to the Evil Forest. And actually, let me turn off high speed mode, because now that I'm thinking about it, Aiko's levels aren't soaring here. I can show you guys that part in the game. But that part is going to be like way, way back. Way back. Palace. Rack. No, that's Kuja's palace. Alexandria, I think, is Clara. Alexandria Castle Chapel. Red Rose Cabin. Okay, so it would take a lot of dialogue to get back to that spot in the game, and you'd have to go back through the mini game where Steiner and Marcus run through or swing side to side in that cage. So we don't even really want to do that. Where we want to be is the Evil Forest Spring. This is where we want to be. I have the 4-9s up. I have the battle assistance up. No, that's not what I want. I don't want battle assistance. I want high speed mode. The R1. Okay, I got R1 and L2. Now, I also want to go back to config because I think I still have skip battle camera off. I want skip battle camera on. Now I have 4 9s, so this boss fight is gonna be a breeze. Not even worried about it a bit. You know what worries me most is the fact that all these guys have darkness on. That's what worries me most. So what we're gonna do here, we're going to use an item. Oh, we only have 4 eye drops. How rad is that? Okay, so we're gonna use eye drops, and pretty much the thing that made us dark was the those flower enemies. The pink and purple flowers. So that's what gave us the dark thing. So as long as we're fighting these spiders, we shouldn't get darkened anymore. You know what? I thought that the spiders kept coming. I thought that the spiders kept coming even when you jump down here. That doesn't look to be the case. It looks... what the case is that the spiders only keep coming when you're on that top screen. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unscrew myself here. Wait, I wonder if continue. Can I do continue? Yep. Okay, so I continued just to wind up. Oh no! Oh, that continue will make me jump down. That's terrible. So that's a whole nother screen. So technically, I guess if you just continue back in, that's technically a different screen. Alright, well, it looks like I'm gonna have to go high speed. Alright, that's no big deal. I can go and load back the previous save. Oh boy. So by going back to this spot in the game, what we've done is we have given up the benefit of all of the multiple thousands of enemies that I might have already killed in my Disc 3 playthrough. And the thing is, a lot of people say that they get all the way to the end of the game and they've had only like 2,000 kills. So I don't really know how many kills I've had so far. And that's why I'm willing to go all the way back here. I'll see. We want to get through the boss battle before we start doing the eye drops, because I'm not sure that boss might actually make us blind. Actually, that flower that we just fought, the pink one, that is what gave us the blind in the first place. So, but I think that this boss has a chance to do it too, and I'm not sure about that, but I'd rather just apply the eye drops after we're out of this battle than, you know, be stuck with characters that are missing because they're blind status, like Zidane just did. Right there. So, we'll do this dialogue. we'll make sure when we run out of this hallway we don't move at all. Okay. Oh, that spider got us. So we gotta miss out. That's fine. Oh, these things are coming too fast. I'm gonna have to remove the high speed, I think. I've still got auto battle, I've still got 4 9s. Alright, so now I got the chance to unblind my party. And now I can just have these things keep running into the back of me. Let's see, we'll put on high speed mode again. Here we go. Just a disclaimer, if you want to do this at this part of the game, don't save your progress. Like, it may be cool, you know, if you're just starting the game, hey, I got all level 2 and 3 people, why don't I just, you know, do this big grind and then save all these levels on these guys? There's a good reason not to. The reason is because some of the characters that you meet later in the game will enter the party at an average level based on the level of your other characters, and therefore, if they enter at that level, then you've just missed this many levels of development. And the reason that's important is because those blue support crystals that you have that allow you to equip support abilities, those will not be awarded to a character that has leveled up in an automatic way. Those only get awarded upon an actual level up, like you just saw after fighting an enemy. So, like, Zidane has 19 crystals right now, and so if you level these 3 up, Zidane and Vivian Steiner, because Blank doesn't stay with what, level 70, let's say, and then you go around and get your other 5 party members that are going to be in your party, them of like 70 levels worth of support gems that they're supposed to be accruing over those levels. So by all means, guys, if you're using this way to get the trophy, use this way to get the trophy, and then don't save your game. Because, you know, you will seriously imbalance your game if you level up people this early and then you continue on with that save file. I'm actually going to take auto off right now because I need to put a potion on Vivi, and this will be something that I suppose I'm going to have to deal with until my people get high enough level here that their HP is over and above what these spiders could ever do. Because right now it's kind of difficult. They're hitting them, and like you saw, Vivi had 24 HP and Zidane had like 9, and those two were almost taken out. So I definitely want to babysit this for a while, hand potions out when needed. But then, yeah, I'm sure after a couple of hours of this, I won't have to worry about potions any longer. You know, so it's a trade-off. Do you want to be able to stand in one place and only press X, but then have to worry about that your people might die? Or do you want to, you know, grind out the achievement at a later part of the game where you'll have auto regen on everyone so that you know they won't die, but then you have to move them around with the stick while pressing X the whole time? It's just what effort you want to put in. And right now I guess I'm choosing the very most basic lazy effort possible. And again, it's mainly because my save file for real on this playthrough is already on disc 4. So I have no buy-in to want to save the results of any disc 3 monster grinding that I would accrue, you know. So if you're in that spot, if you're on disc 3, just go ahead and do it there. I mean, yeah, it's more effortless here, but how much more effort does it take to actually push the joystick and run around in circles a little while? It's not that bad. But yeah, for me, I'm just gonna probably sit here and do as little intervening as I possibly can, and heal only when they're in the yellow, and, you know, just basically reap the fruits of this exploit. I don't even think that I'm worrying about encounters with 2 spiders. I mean, the encounters are going by so fast that, you know, it's a blur and I'm having trouble seeing how many enemies are there. I'm seeing 4 enemies and I'm seeing 3 enemies. And if you guys have seen 2 enemies in the span of this video yet, then, you know, you're looking closer than I am, because I haven't seen just 2 enemies pop up yet. I've been seeing guaranteed groups of 3s and 4s. So this is possibly even a better place to level to get a higher ratio of monsters for the trophy than the Ice Continent is. You know, strictly speaking from statistical standpoint. I mean, obviously I'm having to worry more about health and people dying, but I'm level 6 right now. I'm double what I was when I started, and these guys aren't doing as much damage to me. They've already, you know, their ability... Oh, so there is a 2 spider formation in here, so I stand corrected. So we're still doing with 2s, 3s, and 4s, but I think it's overwhelmingly more 3s and 4s. And yeah, it's definitely this one enemy. It's definitely an enemy that has no status effects. It has a small thunder spell and it has a small physical hit. So, I have only doubled my levels, and their damage has more than halved. So yeah, this is what I'll be doing to get the achievement. Good luck to everyone else on your grinding, whichever way you prefer. And I hope everybody's able to get the achievement that in the way that they most desire. So, I guess I'll just... I don't usually stop taping during battle, but I guess that's fine in this case. Go ahead and like and subscribe. It'll boost my daughter's confidence. It'll help our channel out a lot. I'll be thankful for it. And I guess my next video, pretty much the rest of my videos after this are going to be card videos. You know, I may actually come in on an intro to a video where I'm showing you like the very last couple of battles to getting my trophy or whatever. Actually, you know what? I probably won't even know when this trophy procs. Because I'm not even counting the number of enemies here. So that's not likely. If I do more Chocobo Hot and Cold, I probably will know when my beak is level 98, and so I'll probably be able to do a video, and, you know, I'll be able to show at the very beginning of the next video my beak going to level 99 or whatever. And then, you know, I just imagine it being a card video from that point on. But this trophy here will be got off screen. The beak trophy I'll probably celebrate with you guys, and then we'll do a whole bunch of card game videos, bonus videos. So yep, we're winding down. We're getting done with the content as far as this playlist is going. And I won't be doing another run of the game for a couple of years at least. At least 1 year. I'm gonna make sure it's fresh. When I stop, I'm gonna full stop. Probably go to a different Final Fantasy game. I may even go to like a Baldur's Gate. I have Baldur's Gate on here just to get out of the Final Fantasy. It'll still be somewhat of an RPG. But it won't, you know, it'll be less JRPG and more Dungeons & Dragons style sort of RPG. If you guys want to see that, you know, hit me up, let me know, send me a message on YouTube or something that you want to see, you know, Baldur's Gate, some other non-Final Fantasy type games. If you just want to see me keep playing Final Fantasy game playthroughs, I do have 7 and 8 and Type O right now, and I've never played Type O, but we put, you know, $50 on a gift card, and I got those 3. So 7 is in my wheelhouse. I've played 7 a number of times. I've played 8 all the way through once, and I've probably played, you know, maybe half of it or 3/4 of it once or twice. I'm not really a huge fan of 8, but I know that I'm going to be playing 8 at some time during the life of this channel. So, just letting you guys know those are new options. If I do play Type O, it'll be super noobish. It'll be like I'll be fresh out of the box for sure. And then, like I said before, I have 10, 10-2. I played 10-2 about halfway, 3/4 to completion, so I've never seen the ending to that either. But I would not say I'm a rookie at all. I would say I'm pretty much a veteran of 10-2. I've beaten 10, so you know. And then 12, the Zodiac Age. That game has pretty much unlimited playthrough, replayability. So I can start a channel on 12 if you guys want, and that's pretty much all based on you guys saying, telling me what you'd want to see. And if I don't get anybody, then I'll just make my own decision. So go ahead and and you know, we'll always be playing more Minecraft, we'll always be playing more Kingdom Hearts 3 with my daughter. I'll see you guys in the next video. As soon as I heal up here. Yeah, that's good. Okay. I'm getting a lot of extra potions. Alright, and I'll see you guys next time when I have one more trophy to my name. Later.